Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
LPR, le cabaret la moi sera du lot. Les Américains parlent. C'est autissement, encore une autre fidèle qui. Les Américains parlent que nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui. J'ai vu presse. Les Américains parlent que t'as bien de moi avec nous. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à nous. Ça va bien faire moins vite, ouais. Mais là, le caillou. Quand on soit du loin, allez, envoyez. Attire le loin. Et là-haut, avec là, le caillou. Vivito Jobai. Vivito Noba. Martissimo caillou. Maladie Gigi. Ouais, t'es jamais forcé. Tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noska Yassin de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Anitie les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Amunda weja ogenda o, obati amunda weja ogenda, oskide kozi do na lo. Memo ogenda o, abela we mo. Ode abati o. Si obati o mo ogenda o, we tell you when it's yade. Daliko, yeah daliko.
Folks, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us, Samson, to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning into Liberian Public Radio. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to have here with us here tonight. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. Safety, safety, safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again for this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you for bringing us through the country, the people, and this government, taking us from 2023, bringing us through. Thank you. Those of us that know you and believe in you, we have no doubt your ability to do this for us. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you for this wonderful time. Thank you. My Lord, we stay before you here again tonight to pray for those family members that are suffering tonight, whether through tragic death or whatever it is, but they are not whole. We ask, my Lord, with your power, that you please take complete control. Bring healing to those families that are suffering. Bring prosperity to the family that are gaining. We ask you, my Lord, help us all, guide us all, protect us, give us wisdom, give us long life, continue to give us the opportunity for us to do what we have to do to make things right. Thank you. Thank you for the past year, for all my family, all of my brothers and sisters all over the world. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you. Thank you for being there for us, because we know you have the power. And because of your power, we are here. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, my Lord. Thank you. Thank you. My Lord, we ask that you continue to bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, so let's go ahead. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Folks, those of you that are analysts and you have the time on this New Year Day to join us, please do so. If you don't, that's okay. We'll continue with the process as well. Okay, so I don't have much tonight, except the kinds of news we're getting from home. They are a little bit encouraging and some are a little bit discouraging. We're hearing that the folks that have been asked to be part of the transitional team, these young people, are not believing that they have arrived. And they not only try to manipulate the system, but they are very rude to the older folks. And I think Ambassador Baka need to step in and make sure these things stop. The rudeness that were exhibited by toward the last time on Malu is unacceptable. But my understanding, Ambassador Baka has already made sure that also was not acceptable. These are things we will not sit here and let these young people come in and think they can just run things the way they want. No, there's a wise Grandidians once said, we, the old people, will be with the young people and help them. That way, they lead us the way we want them to lead us. We're not going to sit by. And those of you, the tour, what's his name, Amon Tours and the rest, if you think you are not able to deal with the like of John Monu, that you're going to be rude, we will deal with that. We will put you on notice. This is, nobody want anything from anybody. Let's get this clear. Let's get this clear. Let's get this clear. Any of us. It's a help. It's a plus. Because you got sharp mouth and you think you're going to be rude to people, people will put you on tomorrow. Another thing that I'm hearing is that people are being placed, but like I said, I'm going to hold my peace until I see the nomination process, who's going to be in certain position or what have you, then perhaps we can say. But what I'm hearing is that people that have no knowledge, that are not part of the profession, they are then put in those places because of friendship linkage. For example, you take somebody who is a businessman and put in a public work to be part of the infrastructure cluster. What is he going to give you? What is he going to give you in terms of infrastructure? What does he know? That's not his area. But because they're shopping there because of friendship, we will deal with that. Those are things that we're paying attention to. And I know Ambassador Baka is not going to sleep. He's going to make sure these young people don't pour any wolf over their eyes. He's not going to sleep. That is not going to happen under his watch. And I believe that. I believe that. So if the like of Emo Toy going to come sing, they're going to pack French shit all over the place, we got another thing coming from him. This is not CDC, and you are not going to be the next Jefferson Kochi. Not by all means. No. We're not going to accept that. We have that. It didn't go well with us. We will not let you, because they give you the opportunity to lead a party, and now you think, say, you're going to run over people. It's not happening. We will deal with it from this platform. Because first of all, let me just say this. None of us want anything from anybody. I'm not begging for a job. I'm not in it for any job. And even if I say yes, if you open it up for application, I put my application here. If you want to be, nobody's going to beat me. In the area, in my area, nobody's going to beat me. You can't bring somebody from construction and think that they're going to beat Samson to in engineering, design, construction. Please. So if you open it up and I want a job, all I have to do is send my application, the years of experience, and what I have done, and they can call here in Sacramento, call California, and they will get my reference. What, you think I'm here to play around? And if you open it up and you want to be fair, nobody can beat me. Nobody. However, I'm not in it for the job. I'm in it for the country. The country must be better. We cannot preach against President. We are his people. And then you guys come in and try to repeat the same thing. No. It's that I will be right here on this platform. And this time around, like I said last, I will call names. Amos Toy, you're the first name I'm calling because I don't like the kind of rudeness that you exhibited here. You're an educated person. You can explain yourself without being rude to anybody. Unacceptable. I'm putting you on notice, but I will do more than that tomorrow. You think we don't have work to do? Every day we were on this platform, talking Ambassador Ambassador Bakai ability to lead, and that Liberians have given their vote. Liberian protected their vote. Liberian went to places to go to their vote. Again, I'm still here on the project. building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. I'll just show you an example. I'm on air, but because I do not have somebody to manage it, we do these things from our homes. We got family, just like any of you. And so when something happens, we pay attention to that as well. So people like in the audience that comes out, hundreds sometimes, 200-300. You think they don't have nothing to do, but to come and watch us because of the fun of it? No, they have lots of things to do. But because of the respect they have for us, they're showing up. And we're not going to sit here for you. They like us, Amos Stewart, as young as you have to show disrespect to Malu. What the Malus, I'm going to be on this thing until you hear me. What the Malus say that was so bad that you have to come back and be rude to him? What did he say? To say we should be transparent? You don't like that. And if you don't like it, pack your tasoka and leave. We're not here to come fool around with people. You're young, disrespectful to Malu, unacceptable. Like I said, I'm going to wait and see the kinds of appointment that are going to come from Ambassador Baka. I know he will appoint well. Those of you that are watching, happy holiday. Happy New Year to you. We pray. Let's continue to pray for one another, and hopefully we'll be successful in whatever it is that we do. Please, whatever you do as well, try to stay away from things that will get you in trouble. Drinking, driving, all those things, they are not good for you. So, but anyway, those are safety things. Another thing I want to bring out here, but before I go there, let me beat this Amos Stewart business to death a little bit. Okay, Amos Stewart must understand that this Ambassador Barker government is not CDC government, and we will not allow him to be the Jefferson Kochi of Ambassador Barker. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We all went to school. I didn't go to LU, but that doesn't mean that I don't know anything. I know a little bit myself. So the fact that you went to LU and when you got all your degree doesn't mean you should be rude to people. You think you're running, you have arrived. I call people from home. Oh, the young people, revolutionary, they call you. What revolutionary y'all know about? Where? When they were chasing these students at LU falling behind Jalatown, you were there? What revolutionary? Getting in that building that you're around, how you're put together, big south, that revolutionary? When people were running, going, people, they were chasing people, putting them in jail. South Beach, they were putting people in jail. Post-stack. What revolutionary you guys know about? Where they say you know about revolutionary? You can't take your picture with Thomas Sankara and you think say you're revolutionary? Are you? What do you know about that? What do you know? What do you know about Liberian revolutionary issue? What do you know about the progressive that made you Amos Stewart to be to where you are? What do you know about it? What do you know? The people here in the diaspora, the young people those days, sacrificing themselves, sacrificing their family, just so that we can have one man, one vote. What do you know about revolutionary? Calling yourself revolutionary. The people you call, the young people, they call themselves revolutionary. They want to change the system. Of course, let the system be changed. But it must be done with responsibility. It must don't be rude about it. Because the only time you exhibit rudeness if you're uneducated. I don't think you are. I think you are an educated person. You can express yourself well. You want to become rude when you lack of knowledge. What kind of rudeness you think we're going to sit down here and let you do that to people? If you can do it to the likes of John Mono, I'm sure maybe you and I are going to have our path cross, and you will be rude to me as well. But I tell you, you start ruining with a crown, man, that the last time. I don't play around. I don't play around. For I can put the both business one side. I grew up in Monroe, just like you. That's what you say. You think Abana? I must say Abana too. What kind of business is this? People try to help. You able to handle the system, the corrupt system that is in Liberia. Can you handle it? Most likely, with that kinds of behavior you have, it must work. I believe you want to amplify that corrupt behavior. And we will not allow you to bring that into Ambassador Baka administration. It's not going to happen. And I'm saying this New Year Day. Keep your rudeness to yourself. When you come in public to address issue, public affair, public issue, address it with responsibility and with respect. Because we don't expect nothing less than that. You come here and be rude to people. It must work. You revolutionary. That LUO. I'm talking about the country, Republic of Liberia. People die. People die. Suffer. Just as we will be able to get one man, one vote. And if Ambassador Bakai is bringing people on board to make sure that Liberian benefit from their vote, you coming here be rude to that person. It's unacceptable, and we will not allow you to do that. Every day until you get this message, whatever, I don't care what I watch by one person on that. If people get it, sooner or later it's going to go around. My name is Blaku, the liberal progressive in Montoya. It is. You think people here wasting time? You think people here wasting time? I'm over here every day. I go to work. Build design roads here in California. My heart boiling. Who here in what Liberia? You always see the thing I do here. I say I open my beamer. And when somebody like the like of John Mondo try to lay the groundwork so that the corrupt behavior will stop, even if it's not stopped, but at least delay, so that many of the young people from the diaspora, but I think I know your fear. You're afraid that many of these young people from the diaspora will come and challenge you intellectually, and perhaps you are unable to defend your intellectualism. You're calling yourself revolutionary. What revolutionary are you standing on? Do you know who Bacchus Mafia is? Do you know who Eamon Sawyer is? Do you know Dr. Bole? Do you know Du Milson? Have you heard of a Deacon Color? You're calling yourself revolution. Do you know Dr. Family? Well, you have no knowledge, but because they gave you the opportunity, now you think you have been part of the revolution all throughout. You're nothing. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You think because you got a job out there running behind your one, that will make you a revolutionary? Sour at LU, sour. You're singing, yeah, sour, yeah. That's what it is. Continue to be rude. Yeah, man. But anyway, let me move on. I will repeat this thing again tomorrow until what's his name? Eamon Sawyer, until he gets it. But the reason why I'm not upset, but the reason why I'm doing this, because we're all Liberians. I never know when my path will cross path with this young man. And I don't want to be rude on. Nobody should bring rudeness to me. I don't want that. So if you start doing that to John Mono and stuff, we don't say anything now. If we don't see it, we know we saw it. He would think, said that would embolden him to believe that he can do that to anybody. And I'm telling him, no, we can't do that. So, where was the kind of laughing now? Where is he laughing for now? Jesus. No, I just telling him. But anyway, let me move on. Folks, the brothers and sisters from Bond County, once again, we express our sympathy, deepest sympathies, condolences to the bereaved and what have you. I'm going to go a little bit from engineering perspective tonight. Besides Bond County, we've been having a series of accidents on these roads. And this is what I would say before I start going to the engineering issue and what have you. If Ambassador Barker allows through auditing process to commence, we Liberian will find out how much inept Madam Sally was in terms of political structure. I've been saying this, I've been my song, but I think if this auditing process goes on and is fair, it will prove my point. Madam Sally has so much good opportunity, better opportunity than which she will have than any other president except for the founding father of the Republic of Liberia. Because when Madam Sally came in, from my perspective, there were two things she had going for her. One, Liberians were tired of dying. Two, Liberians were willing to listen and follow. And when she came in, the entire community, war community, decided to help her. Because first they brought her in as a Harvard-trained economist. And because of that, people believed it. Of course, she did a lot. I'm not questioning anything about that. But in the process of bringing help to Liberia, she brought people on that have no interest of Liberia, except they were there to redeem their investment into the war. The amount of money these people collected in this country to invest into the war, they were there to collect their dividend. They were there to collect their dividend. Many Liberians didn't recognize it, didn't realize it until she started bringing family members and relatives. Relative family members saying, but close family members, friends, that's what I want to say. In order for them to redeem or to get their dividend, the amount of money they put into the war. Because when they supported Charles Taylor, when Charles Taylor got in power, he did not give back to them. And they turned against him. And so when the opportunity came, Madam Sally being a hair fundraiser here in the United States, you remember those days? Tom, what will you put on the list? Folks, if Ambassador Barker comes in and decides to do a serious auditing and just be fair to everyone, you will find these things. Remember, Tom, what you had a list of people that were contributing to the war effort? Y'all remember that list? People pay money, huge sums of money. And Charles Taylor did not pay back. So when Ellen came in, these people found it interesting for them, by the way. And so they came in drove. And Madam Sally recognized those people because she's a fundraiser. So she recognized who were helping the war cost at the time. And these people came and collected their dividend. And in the process of doing that, Madam Sally, the lady, a political guru in Liberia, forgot that Liberia would never go back to war, that Liberia was never going to be turned back. to the dark days, you would think that she will put in place some political structure. What do I mean by the political structure, by the way? Right now, there are some ministries in Liberia that still don't know their own function. You heard of that minister the last time, didn't even know that that person, they have $1 million+ in their budget. Those are the things. You cannot have a great opportunity like that and mess it up. She decided to sideline the southeastern part of Liberia as though they were not part of Liberia. She decided the road construction process, which is the backbone, which is the vein of any country, the vein from which, if the heart start pumping the blood, that the blood will go through the artery, will go through the vein to go to every part of the body. She decided that certain vein will not be allowed to receive blood. And so I'm saying, if this auditing process that Ambassador Barker think they want to do, if they bring it in truthfully, you will see the true operation of Madam Sally. Let me go on. The accident issue in Liberia lately, it's been bad. If you watch that video from Total, because the truck was going to Monrovia, the truck was laying on the side, on the right-hand side. And if you face going to Monrovia, you will indeed see there's a hill. They're going downhill towards the town itself. Because I believe the guy, they say he was coming from Banga, coming to Monrovia, something like that. So if he falls on the right-hand side, that means he was facing Monrovia. But the interesting thing is this. Behind, there's a hill, not a steep hill, but there's a hill. But if you look at the grade, if you just look at, maybe you're not an engineer, so you don't have, please bear with me. As an engineer, when I look at the grade, when I look at the slope, just from where the car turned, or which is the top of the hill, as he was beginning to go down the hill, which is the crest of the hill, he was just starting to go down when it flipped over. The reason I'm bringing this, when Madam Salif, and that road is part of the Salif, Monrovia, Ganta Highway connection. They spend a lot of money on it. But I've been saying this thing from time to time. The international community, they will give you what you ask for. And in our case, most of the time, they will only give us the minimum, especially during President Weah's administration. So the road that leads from Monrovia that go all the way to Ganta, the alignment has not changed. They didn't change the alignment. They didn't change the alignment. Not only did they did not change the alignment, but they didn't even do any widening. The most widening, and I drove on that road myself, the most widening part you're gonna get, maybe 8 foot, 4 foot one side, 4 foot one side for shoulder. In many other places, they have no shoulder. If you been on that road, you see the people selling their corn. The corn is almost by the quota. That's supposed to be the hinge point. Okay. They think that she missed big time. It's the fact that the modern technology has allowed the car makers to make cars that are so powerful and so speedy, as far as they're concerned. If you building on a road, you have an opportunity, and you're building a road, and you're keeping the same profile that goes up and down like this, the same profile, and you're keeping the same alignment And most of the on that road, the sight distance don't even exist. Forget about sight distance. And you know what I mean by sight distance? Let me show you. So this is the stuff here. So I'm driving around like this. Okay, I'm driving around like this. You see here? So right now I can't even see that car because this thing is blocking me on this side. But I'm going to be coming out and bending like this. So in this curve, most of the curve, they have hillside that is blocking the view as the driver turn around to go out. Can't see ahead of them. They only see right there. They can't see past that. And most of the time, when you find these trucks that are messed up, they usually happen when you're climbing hill or sometimes in a curve. And because of this no sight distance, you can't even see. By the time you realize, the car is there. Okay? But that's besides the point. Give me a minute. So these things are very important. And please don't come here and tell me, say Samson to looking for a job. Okay? I'm just pointing these things out. And I think many of you that are listening will see what I'm talking about when I'm done. Okay. This is something that when people leadership, you expect leadership to think ahead of themselves, especially if they have interest of the people that they're planning to lead. In our situation, Madam Sally, only interest was to certify a fundraising group to make sure that these people got back their dividend, I call it dividend. Okay. Give me a minute. Somebody just sent me something here. Okay. Okay, right. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me put it back. So, just bear with me, folks. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Okay? So, when you're doing these things, you have to think for the future. And this is what I'm hoping that Ambassador Bakar would think in the future. So Madam Salih and his people and her they didn't even do widening, as I stated. And the international community that are helping you, if you don't request, you heard what John Money told us the last time. You can't dress like I dressed and go to World Bank and say, can we get $1 billion from you? You got to dress the part. Not only do you have to dress the part, you're going to have to show that you follow it. Let the people know that the man coming from Liberia, and Liberia is not a war-torn country anymore. We are people who govern ourselves, and we do it well. If you come across like that, they respect you. But not with Madam Sally and her people. So the international community that were building the road, first they designed it. Everybody want to make money. Nobody want to come on and not make money. So those people that were building the road, they went by exactly what they requested. How you would build road in 2000, what was it, 2005, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. How you would build thing that was on that road when Tommy Bonat died in 1970 something, and you haven't changed anything. You know the kind of car people were driving those days when Tommy Bonat died, and then long before, maybe about 5 years or so ago, when those the buses that used to bring up from Grand Gide, they put the sharp iron in it, and then they turn it like this. How many miles that thing will go? The most you can get out of 50, 70 miles an hour, the most. That would be the top speed. But you got car nowadays. As soon as you step the gas, they're gone. My son's car right here, I refuse to drive it. I want to touch it. Because you don't even have to change the gear. The gear changing right here by the wheel. That's the kind of car I want to drive. Do I know somebody stupid? So I'm going in Japan. I pack it, I cover it up. My wife not touching it, myself not touching it. Let's stay here. You don't buy a car that I can sit down behind, enjoy myself. You can't buy a car here, but then you're like airplane. I think I'm stupid. You got your own car. But I'm just saying these things. So let's go back to why I think most of the accidents are happening nowadays. The young people that are driving, they're driving with speed. They're not going to go with your speed limit that you have now. You have an alignment that you have not changed in almost 60 years. The alignment on the Morea-Ganta Highway, the alignment has not changed. Even as you approach most of the major cities, like the Banga or even Ganta, the alignment has not changed. You have the opportunity to widen the road. Must you build everything at the same time? Must you? Why can't you think to say, okay, I got young people behind me, young people who have interest of development. Let's widen the road and build it as much as we can. The next person come here, take it from there, build it. The next person come here. You think how and then the highway that we're going to be driving, you think that one day business? We're still building it. I'm still involved. We're still building it. There are some places, the bridges they had, they're no longer able to support the kinds of weight condition that FHCWS has set up. And the good thing about these people, they do testing. And based on different testing with truck, we just changed our guardrail system. It used to be 21 inches. Now it's 32 inches. We just changed the medium barrier that you see all over the world, all over America. They just changed that. They just changed those things. When you see those guardrail, when you're driving, when they're fixing, not guardrail, but the I don't call it K-rail. When they're fixing road, those K-rail, they've been changing them. Because when they test it, based on the new trucks and the new vehicle, when they test it, those things bust, they fail. So they said, no, we're not going to use that again. They make stronger things based on the manufacture of the new car. You think because of Liberia, you must tell Germany, you must tell Japan to say, wait until we improve our road before you build something. You think they got time for your waste of time? Because you're not thinking. You are not thinking for the future. And you expect these young people to come to Liberia in drove? You think who want to kill himself? Look at Ralphie Highway. Look at what they call Tower Hill. My goodness. When you start climbing Tower Hill, you don't even see anything until you get in front of you. So anybody trying to do some foolishness up there, you can't see it until it's late. Why? Why is that? We got both people in Liberia. We got engineers in Liberia. Forget about that. Look at their traffic in Monrovia, my people. Look at their traffic in Monrovia, in the city of Monrovia. Then these Tabata people, when they're ready, when they're going to work, they're supposed to make law. The law is supposed to benefit all of us, but they make law for themselves. When they're ready to go to work in the morning, they take street side of the road that is not designated for them based on engineering design. You got yellow line. Then you say, okay, let's disregard the yellow line. For me, the yellow line, straight yellow, dotted yellow line. Straight. That means you can't cross it. So for me, forget it. I will cross it. And these are the people that we expect to improve situation in Liberia. So when Madam Sally came in, You can pave the road and look shiny. That's good. Look at this other stuff, my people. Those of you that live in Ganta, Banga, Kakata area, and look at it. What they have guardrail. Sometimes step out of the car and look at the guardrail. What it made out of? Steel post. We don't even produce steel. We don't do iron ore. Then you're making them steel post in Liberia. Steel post. If anything wrong with it, if we want to maintain it, we got to go buy steel post. Why can you not use wooden post? Yeah, my people. We will suffer. We will suffer. We will suffer because people who are in position don't think anything to benefit us. You live in Liberia. The place is rainforest. You got wood everywhere, but you're not using wooden post. You're not using wooden post to do your guardrail. You're using metal post, steel post to do your guardrail. Then when anything happens, you rather for maintenance, you got to go get post from other country. Whereas instead of use that opportunity to benefit the Liberian people, my people, we're suffering. We are suffering. What do they do here? Now here in California, they're getting away from the wooden post because they fire, which makes sense. But most of the wooden posts, they treat them. They call them treated wood. So in Liberia, though, how many times you now see fire now rage, Kakata Highway, fire burn the whole highway. How many times now we not see it this year, last year, year before? Let's go to Banga now. How many times fire now rage on the highway so much that it burn everything on the road? Burn the quota, everything. Nothing. I haven't seen it. How do you empower the Liberian people? We will just be boring. We will just be boring. Hey, my people, you get boring. Hey, we just coming from war. Hey, we ourselves, we just coming from war. We're suffering. We the war victim. Hey, when they walking, they took everything away from us. We probably will just be talking war every day. War because of war. We can't do nothing. What kind of nyama tabata is that? Eh? For what reason? On this New Year day, I'm opening my mouth. Those you put in power, Ambassador Baka going to have to think twice. You brought somebody who had degree in accounting, and then you said the person should head the cluster that have infrastructure. What is he bringing on board? Does he understand the degree of curve on the road? Does he understand the influence line on the bridge? Does he understand the wiggling or the bending movement in a steel column? Does he understand the deflection of a concrete column? Does he understand it? Why are you putting him there? Infrastructure. Vertical and horizontal infrastructure. You have to get someone who has the knowledge about it so that the person will advise you on how it's supposed to be. But you brought an accounting. Yeah, what I say now? They say Prince Johnson Church is full. They're going there now paying Prince Johnson, most likely, so he can get a job. We will suffer. You don't stand up to say enough is enough. We will suffer. Let me go back onto the road issue. So, you have little money. You say, okay, we're going to change all of the guardrail into wooden post. Okay, Liberians don't know what a wooden post is. Liberians have no idea how to get a wooden post. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Bring somebody. They teach one person. That person teach another person. And it become a business. Because the wooden post that they're going to make, the people will buy it from them. They will buy this type of, but at the same time, it's not going to be expensive and time-wasting process as the one we're going to send for steel post. And here's the other interesting thing. Yeah, my people. If you don't know anything and you refuse to ask questions and you refuse to ask people what it is, you suffer. So back in the days, in my first school process, when I was graduating, usually in the engineering school, they make for you to graduate, they make you to do project. And we think can come. The syrup we think can happen. Then they put a group of students together. Say, okay, you people, this is your own project. So our project was to build a house, modern house. And my responsibility was to provide air conditioner and heating for the building. And I'm also responsible to provide the drainage system for the entire complex. No big deal. I can do it. It's just a matter of calculation. Okay. The thing is, I start right here. I collect all the water in the watershed. I dump it in a pipe. They give me the size of the pipe. It goes out. The other watershed over there, and the other watershed will go into the sink. I got a chamber here or a drainage DI here. The watershed dumping there. The other watershed dump in there. This watershed dumping in the pipe, but they go into that. So the next pipe going to have to be a little bit bigger. That just makes sense because the watershed, the water, the amount of water going to the drainage, and the other one plus this one, you got to have bigger pipe now, and you continue going down the line. So this is something that was not that much difficult. The only difficulty is the area where you're collecting your watershed now. The watershed area, the perimeter are going to be different because most of the building now, they're no longer on grass. So the roof and the asphalt, when you drop water on the asphalt, it go faster than it is going through grass. So they have many equations that you use to calculate your time of concentration. You use those things to calculate your Q. Folks, I'm not going engineer. I'm just giving you something. So when you do those things, then you come out at the end, you dump it into the creek. But before you dump it into that creek, you have to talk to the community in that area. I'm dumping my water into this creek. And the community, they send their environmental people, make sure that the water you dump into the creek is not hazardous. So we went through all of that. If you don't know something, you say, my people, I don't know. How can I do it? It don't make you a stupid person. So they met from total. I'm an engineer. Why would I ask any question? So I decided I'm going to put in. Those of you that live in the East Coast, on some of the old buildings, they have the water heater. Okay? It's like a coil. It goes around like this. But the water comes through and heat it up, and then they give the steam out, steam heating process. So I decided, well, I used to live in Ohio. I mean, Rhode Island. Of course, Rhode Island people, they drove me out. That's another show. Samson, too. I don't know why your mouth run and you put yourself out of that. By the way, that's another show. So, Mr. Soul, keep yourself to yourself. Please don't come bring yourself in here. But anyhow, so I decided to use this pipe. I did it. I did a calculation, the heating calculation. I was able to reduce my vent, my air ducts and all that kind of stuff. And I was able to bring the air conditioner, how much air I want to blow out of the building, how much air the people in the building can take, all those kind of good things. I did all of that. I was fine. So we went to present. And I got on the floor. Not once did a total man ever stood up and asked questions to say, can I? Is this acceptable? We have the president of the university. We have another president of another college. We have all the big shots. They're going to review Samson too. And here's the thing I did. I still have the video here. You know, one of those days they used to have the big camera, VHS. I put my camera on. I started reading. and the water comes from here. So the steam, I make sure the pressure is so hot that by the time it gets into the steam stuff and it goes around, the speed of that will create the friction, and the friction will give me more steamy power. Ah, yeah, BS. Samson though. After all of that was done, they gave me good grade for my drainage system. They steaming, the president of the college said, Mr. Torres, do you know the steaming system has not been used since the 1950? Okay, if the president of the university asking that kind of question, what do you think the dean would say about me now? I'm just telling you, if you don't know anything, don't do like what Samson told the total man did. Ask the question. They will be willing. So the next question he asked was, he brought Mr. Zyke. I still remember the guy. He brought Mr. Zyke in. He said, Mr. Zyke, did he come to you for an advice, Mr. Zyke? Then he even opened his mouth, he just shook his head. So right then, the president told me in front of all my colleagues, Mr. Tor, in engineering, your job is to produce economical, feasible product, safe, and make sure that the people who are going to use it benefit from it. This system that you brought here has not been used since the 1950s. Why do you think now? What happened if the water line burst and it's cold? How this building going to be heated? Because you're using water. The water line, the main line is no longer able to supply. What is the backup? I spoke crown to him. I said, when he said, next year, yes, I just remember, you know. But I'm saying all of these things. If you don't know anything, ask questions. So let's go back to these people in Liberia. If you take this wooden post and use it for guardrail, the road came all the way from Monroe all the way to Ganta. And if you count the guardrail system on the road, most likely you will come up with maybe about 5,000, 6,000 feet. Now, if you were using wooden post, or if you don't want to be me, if you want to be me, completely me, and be sectional, that's fine. People in Bon County, every wooden post here, we get it from Bon County. People in Nima County, all the wooden posts here, we get it from Nima County. But that's not how it's supposed to work. You go for the best product. So you decided to go and find the best and cheaper, but the same process, and you employ those. Now, if that happened, the Flomo timber company that have produced those wooden posts still have their machine. If anything happened to those wooden posts, you can go to the Flomo wood company, and Flomo Wood Company will be able to supply you right here and there in Liberia. The money you will pay to Flomo Wooden Company will pay this employee in Banga or whatever they are, and these people will take the money and reinvest it in the country. You take that same money and go to Italy or go outside overseas and buy. They will take their money and invest it in their country. Why do we not get that concept? They don't do that. So let's go back to the accident rate. When you do engineering, roadway design, one of the major concepts, in fact, one of the most important concepts, and one of the first things that you will do is to do a traffic count. You do a traffic count. Okay, this road that I'm getting ready to fool around with, who's using it? What is the facility? Well, I've not heard that, so that's fine. This road that I'm going to be fooling around with, who are the user? You count the user. How many trucks use this road? 24 hours, 28 hours, 48 hours, whatever time you want to do. How many buses? How many taxis? How many trucks? Because you have different type of trucks. With that information, that also going to inform you in how much thickness your pavement structure going to be. That also going to inform you how wide do you want to do this. There are some roads, my people, we will suffer. There are some roads that are right here, Ganta Morea Highway. When you get stuck behind your truck, you got to wait until that truck finishes climbing the hill. Why do we not able to think that perhaps the truck speed and the Texas speed, they are not the same? So you provide what they call truck climbing. The truck can go on the side and climb the hill by their own, and the taxi then will go through. You don't do that. The taxi driver, the other car driver that do not have the patience, they want to cut in front, past the truck now. Accident coming. Because most of the time when they're ready to pass, it's on the hill. And the hill themselves, they are not quite in terms of profile. They're useless. They're useless. How are you going to climb a hill that is what, 10, 15%? I mean, 10, 12%. For what reason? For what reason? When you try to do a stopping distance, you can side distance, you can nothing. None of these distances, according to Ashton, will work on any of these roads in Liberia. For what? For what? In this day and age. And you expect a young man from Minnesota that when they're driving, they can see clear ahead of themselves. Not on the straight road, but even if they're bending the curve, they can see all throughout, nothing. And you want to come and drive in Liberia. If y'all go over and say, oh, man, I don't want to drive over. Then when he leaves from there with that kind of bad experience, he come back. You think you'll be anxious to go back to Liberia and spend your money? What's wrong with you? And we're saying to Ambassador Bakai, these things must be changed. There must be change. You got engineers in Liberia. Good engineer. Most of them, in fact, if you go to public work, many of them have a master degree. But what is master degree? Let me deal with a master degree business. What is master degree with engineering, roadway engineering? Somebody master degree holder, they have no idea on how to do a design of a roadway. They have no clue how to do an inspection, common inspection of the highway construction. They have none. You go, what is a master degree, my people? Isn't that where you go and do research? And so many people that do research in area that has nothing to do with road. And by you doing the research, that's not making an expert either. Because most of the universities, they want research so they can promote their university. And you go spend 1 or 2 years over there, 2 years, 2.5 years, and do your research for them. You think you master, you think you expert in it? Far from it. Far from it. And so in this country, they don't pin their hopes and aspiration on master degree in engineering. You have to have license to be responsible for your work. These are things we're talking about. These are things we're talking about. So the role, the accident that are happening in Liberia, they are not something that just happening overnight. Yeah, most of the time when you do the road design, one of the things, like I said, one of the things that you have to take into consideration. First, the driver must be comfortable. Because if the driver is comfortable, he doesn't have the need to rush himself. If the driver is not comfortable, he wants to hurry up and get off the road. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So when you have this road condition in Liberia, forget about it. And let's go back to ourselves. We Liberians ourselves. There was a project that I was supposed to be involved with from Zwadru all the way to Fishtown. I drove that. And as you're driving, the area, Liberia, what? No pride. We have no pride for ourselves, especially in the countryside. We have no pride, none whatsoever. But then again, you can't blame them because you have somebody big shot just stealing nilly-willy. So why would a poor person even take pride in anything? Because that thing that you're trying for them to take pride, you have not made it their problem. When I was growing up, you will not catch from Sesto River all the way to Zvedru, because I never really passed Zvedru those days anyway. But the road is clear. No tree coming, crossing, holding hand over the road. No. Clear. The way they used to do it, they say, okay, because the people live on this road, on the road too. They say, okay, all of the people that live in here near the road, tomorrow, you'll take it from this town to that town. Day after tomorrow, the other town, you take it, and they keep going. They keep going. They're not asking for money either. But that's how they take control. Who in total get car those days? One person in the whole town, Honorable Bawa Kama, has car. Who else got car? Nobody. Everybody. Most people got bicycle. My father had bicycle. That's about it. Okay? But they do these things. But when I drove the last time to go to Fishtown, the road, the bushes cross the road like this. It is the car that helped to clear the road. For what? Yes, the other thing, the small little thing. They will sit down, the water come in, because the trucks had made such a big hill on road, make such a big dip into the road, now the water can't get out because there's no more side slope. You got side slope like this now. You don't have side slope like that. So all they needed to do, down there, the elevation has not changed. Up here on the road, the elevation has not changed. So here we are. Where you think the water gonna go? From here, it's not coming back up here. It's going from here there. So all they needed to do was, you have a dish like this. You open this, the water will drain out. But our people don't even do that. Nothing. You will not get it. You're not gonna get something like that. You will not get anything from anybody. Let's go back on the road issue. So when the accident happens, yes, we will say, God, why? But if God gave you knowledge, I think somewhere in the Bible it says something, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. But we get knowledge and we still perish. Why? Because we refuse to do these things. So the accident rate in Liberia, why it's sad, most likely will continue because our people have not had the courage to fix these things, to fix them. They need to be fixed. So I'm saying again, before I go on to the next subject, I'm saying again, if this auditing process that Ambassador Baka is planning to do, it will completely, on a mind, based on my own feeling, it will completely expose Madam Salif inability to understand that the road network in Liberia or in any country, it is the artery, it is the blood vein that carry the blood to everywhere else. Okay, let's take for example now. I want to leave from here and go and do serious business in Zvedru. I have the money. I buy all this stuff in Monreal. What a road. We don't even have train tracks in Liberia. What's stopping us? What's stopping us from creating train track in Liberia? What's stopping us? You got railroad track engineers, master degree holder, if you guys so respect that. Okay. What's stopping us? What's stopping us? Okay. Give me a minute. So these things, my brothers and sisters, they are not something to say people don't know about. Okay, we do know. But we have to have support. We have to have support. Okay, we must have support. And as I spoke with a friend this evening, and and what brought me to this point today was a conversation I had with his friend. He's in Liberia, and he's an engineer. He was telling me, he said these young people, Samson, they think they have arrived. Not only are they being rude and disrespectful, but they think they know everything, which is not the case. Which is not the case. Because if you think you know all, why are we here? Why are we here? Because of the arrogance of these people, so much that they refuse to ask for help, that they refuse to know that there's help over there. They don't want to go through that. They don't want to go through that. They don't want to go through that. They think if they ask for help, their job might be in jeopardy. Who cares for your job? Do I look at somebody that want to be minister for what? To do what? To do what? As a minister, you don't even have the ability to go and do stuff on the road. You can't go and say, "You'll do this, let's do this, let's do this." You can't do that. You're a paper pusher. You can't want to push paper. I'll be minister to push paper. So people who want to steal, when I say no, then they can't fight me. I beg you. I have no interest in that. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. There's a guy, and I was talking to this young man, this guy this evening, and he said, "Mr. To, the young people who were part of the committee that's supposed to be the transitional period, they think they have arrived. They have not gotten a job yet, though, mind you, but they think they have arrived." That's the word he used. They think they have arrived, and they try to bully people over. And one of them is what's his name? Emontwe. But I will continue to call these people, and they will give me their name, and I will bring it all here. I don't want anything from them. So it's not like to say, if I call your name, I come to Liberia, I can't look for a job. You see me in Prince Johnson Church? You see me going to Prince Johnson Church? You see me going to Prince Johnson Church? Ask Samson too. I just told you right now how embarrassing situation I went through graduating. I can't pay money for a job. I look like somebody stupid. Look at me. Besides this stomach here, you don't think I'm strong to still work? My mind's still working. I can work here, make good living here if I want to. Anything that I do in Liberia is a help as far as I'm concerned. Happy New Year to everybody as well. Okay? So it's not somebody, I don't want anything. But we must be truthful with one another. If one of our brothers is going astray, let's bring him back. Because these young people, we're going to need them. But if we start letting the people like Amos Stewart to start growing big hair, he will have no respect for his peers. He will have no respect for the other young people. And these young people, when you don't respect them, they push away. What says Goya want from you? Tell me. Tell me. The math professor of Minnesota, where you want from Liberia? You got money to pay him, and you will try to be disrespectful to him, and you think he will come to, please. And those are the things I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you for you to understand that if you need help from your peers who are in the diaspora, they are willing to help you. But saying you don't got money to pay them, you must respect them. That bad thing. Let me close on this and I'll open the line. And if I don't get called, I'll move on to another subject matter. So this road accident business has been happening lately. But as I was saying, I talked to this person and he gave me the information. They took somebody, an accounting, from my understanding, and making head of an infrastructure cluster. I don't know the person name. I will call, they will give me, I will bring the name up. They're working for us. I'll bring the name up. I will ice again tomorrow. I can afford a phone call. I will ice. You know? So they will give me the name. But you take that person, how is he going to help? But as God could have it, according to the story, he has somebody who is working along with him, and the person is not selfish, and the person had engineering knowledge. The person is an engineer, and so they're helping him. Good for him. Good for him. Okay? So I'm just saying here this evening, folks, it's very sad. It's very sad that we will still leave from here and go to Liberia. Those of us from the countryside will want to go back home. Because for me, there's no reason, there is no way that we'll leave from here and go to Liberia and stop him on real. No. No. Anytime I go to Liberia, total. If I can't go to town, I'm not going to Liberia. If I cannot go to town, I'm not going to Liberia. That I've already made my mind on that one. Okay. So, but yet still, when you're driving from Monrovia to Town, that's supposed to take you on a good road, maybe 7 hours, 8 hours the most. The most. It's just very sad. Very sad. And here's the interesting thing. Those highways that are connecting Monrovia to Kipama and all that, those are international highways. Those highways are registered to be some of the thoroughfare that connect Africa. So they are not small road. They are not feeder road. Those are international highway. And if you do it well, you will get support. But if you start building the political road, they'll say, okay, let them build a political road. They get good road come from Guinea, they stop in Liberia. You want to go through with your blah, you get stuck in the mud, that's your business. Okay? So let me close this on the road business. I believe that because of these behavior we have, that we are not involving the participant. Okay, what do I mean by that? Let's go back into the road issue. Who the facility is built for drivers. And in Liberia, what are the most drivers that use the road? Your taxi driver, your truck driver. So for me, it's very easy for communication, the communication process between those folks and myself. Because what I do know, most of these people have an organization. They got taxi driver organization, they got truck driver organization, they got keke organization, they got motorbike. So if I want to talk to anyone, I don't have to talk to them in general. I call the head and have a conversation with them. Anything, even in your own house, if you have kids, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the living room, make it so that they will know by their doing that job, it's not just for you to be happy as parent, but they also benefit from it. Because if a stranger walks in and know that your house is clean, they talk good about you and your kids. You make them to understand that they will do it. Forget about children. What kind of person that will just walk? The only thing I care for me to put food in my stomach. I don't care for anything else. Then that lie. Every one of us care for things. But those things must be giving, not necessarily our own, but that we must take responsibility. People, the leadership can make us to feel part of the process by taking ownership of this facility. Watch and see. Ambassador Baka coming to get money from the Liberian diaspora. Use some money. As long as he can put a chain around the corrupt people. Because if Liberian feel within himself that Ambassador Baka and his people can be trusted, they will want to invest so that they will be able to go home and build. People, what make you think that we're stupid? Some of us still got our parents back home. And they are old. And we see how when people old in the country, where they can go. You think the people from the village, the few nurses here, you don't think they want to go back home and establish nursing home for me to take my mom and pa there and pay them here. But how are we even going to do it when there's no water, no clean water? There's no road for them to even build those facilities. How are we going to get there? How are we going to? You just want people to depend on Monrovia. And the part about it is, depending on Monrovia it's not a winning strategy anyway. Because you people in Monrovia, you're so crook. You're still too much. So when the people in the country, they depend on you, they're not getting anything. Not to say when they depend on you, they all can give it to them so they can be more dependent on you, and stuff like that. It's not like that. You're still. And because of that, we will be like that. As I was saying earlier, look at the traffic in Monrovia. The lawmaker, they pass the law. When they go into work, they take the other side. Even though the traffic rule of Monrovia specifically says you cannot cross double yellow line. They didn't say une. But you know, they haven't made their matches. Somebody will take them to court. Not the lawmakers. If the lawmaker want that to be part of it, then they have to go into the traffic code of Liberia and change that. So if you want to do something like that, spend another what, maybe 500,000 or something like that, or even $1 million, and get yourself what they call a movable truck, and get yourself some movable barrier. Those of you that live in Boston, when you come from 93, you go into the airport, that movable barrier, take the barrier. Certain time, it takes the barrier, widen this side, so more car go there. Certain time, it take the barrier and widen the other side, so more car come on this side. Put it there in Monrovia. In the morning, you take your movable barrier and separate. But they don't do that. They can't want everybody to move. Who are you? Who are you? Fufu swallow like you here because people elected you. You think you got control over people's life? So in Monrovia, I was there one time. I will end on this. There's this guy, drove a Mercedes. Every time we were on our offices were on Congotown bypass. No, not bypass, but Congotown. And one afternoon, the president, he parked his car and sat in the car. They were going around here. They were going. They can't. What are they going to do? Move the car? They were going around here. He refused to park on the side. They were going around here. So the other immigration officer got pissed. He decided going to be face to face. And it meant they handled it, man, move around. I finished making a big bus, then pass the around me. He went around here. The next day, same place, same thing. If you have 10,000 Liberians refusing to have these people take away their right, they will stop. They will stop, but we let them roll over us, just drive us over and everything. When I'm driving Monrovia, one then, so you got to hit you. So, but anyhow, let me open a line. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. It's been a wonderful evening, folks. I'm sitting down now because if I'm going to be disrespectful to you. But I'm sitting down so that I can control what I'm about to do now. Like this. I can only do the control from here, from where I'm sitting. All right? So please bear with me. Okay. All right. Let's have a conversation. Let me open the line. Yeah, wow. But I don't get tired. I will not. God will help me. I'm not going to get tired. Because these things, just too much. Just too much. We're not going to get tired. We will not get tired. We'll sit right here. We'll sit right here. Let me try this now. Okay. All right, it's working. All right, we'll sit right here and try to help the people. This is one of those we will say on false help. I would say you don't want it, you'll get it. We'll do it to you anyway. All right, give me a call 916-533-2048. You don't have to be an engineer to have a conversation with me on this. But anyhow, let me go on. So let me do something while I'm on this engineering business. So you will see that people who think ahead of things, they all will benefit. Here in America, in most of the new thing that happen, it derives here from California, because Californian folks are always willing to test new ideas. They're always willing to make sure that people benefit from whatever it is that they're trying to do. So I told you guys here the last time. Okay, I said here on the last time that there's an issue, and our people are not thinking about it right now. They are not, and very soon, when it becomes issue, then they start begging. When it becomes issue, then they will start begging, and by that time, you're not going to be the only person who begging. You're not going to be the only person begging. Okay. Happy New Year to every one of you as well. Okay. Okay. So they have a stuff right now that the entire California coastal land are very concerned with. And the way they do California in terms of the highway construction and the state highway construction or the design, they split it into districts. And in California, the entire state of California have 12 districts of design group. So people who hear your design, design, stuff like that. But anyhow, so what they did back in 2000, I believe 2018, they decided to say, look, we know climate change is bad. And they also know, scientists know, that because of climate change, the sea is coming up. So they decide to study sea rise level. Okay. Sea level rise right here. They decided to do a study. What effect would it have on the coastal land and bridges and what have you? So they started that process and they made some guidelines, they made some progress. So quite recently, I tell you, I'm involved with a bridge project that I'm responsible for the district work. The district work is how do we connect the road to the bridge? And it's the road coming into the bridge. The bridge has a super elevation. How do we curve and stuff? How do we deal with that? I'm responsible for that. But anyhow, that's besides the point. So the issue then was when we started, we were not informed of this sea level rise issue, and they're saying by 30 years or so, the whole ocean going to go up by 6 to 7 feet. So many of these roads that are on the coastal highway, the coastal land, will be underwater. So they decided when we started the project, we were never informed of that until quite recently they came up. So, oh, you guys' project it should be part of the sea level rise guideline. You need to take that into consideration. Okay. So if we do that, right now, one of the main reason why this bridge is being reconstructed anyway because of the sight distance. I mean, when you're driving like this going up, you can't see much ahead of you, and that's just unacceptable. Even though no car coming, but you have to have a sight distance still. What a car coming towards you or not, it's not an issue because their thinking is why you can't see another car break down ahead of you before you realize you're on that car. They don't want to have that. So now we're going to have to take into consideration sea level rise based on the guideline. And I just want to read something to here very quickly. Okay. They said the climate across California in changing and the effects such as rising average temperature, strengthening mountain snowpack, more intense storm, and higher sea level are expected to continue and worsen in the coming decades. Sea level rise is caused by the terminal expansion of warm ocean water and melting of land ice as the earth warms. Okay. Then you say, well, we don't have no ice in Liberia. That's fine. But what make you think the Atlantic, if the polar cap start melting and the snowpack in the Atlantic start melting and the Atlantic Ocean start going up, you don't think it's going to affect Montreal? You got boundary there. You got boundary that the water will not come to Montreal. Okay. It is one of the most obvious manifestation of the threat of climate change and is an immediate and real threat to lives. Livelihood, transportation, economics, and the environment in California. In April 2017, crystallized by direction from Governor Brown and the need to ensure that the best available science was informing sea level rise planning decision in California. A working group of California Ocean Protection Council Science Advisory Team released a report. All day, for all the only thing we argue is auditing. Nothing. Since Ambassador Barker started dating, everything we talk about, we're going to audit. The audit. And the audit is all because of corruption or the precede of. Nothing about the future of the country. They're not putting stuff together to predict or to see what the future is going to look like. Nothing. Everything. Audit. That's all we care about. They released a report entitled Rising Sea in California, an updated sea level rise. The Rising Sea report was prepared and pre-reviewed by most scientists. But in 10 years, let me see if I can find some numbers here that I can throw at you. Because it's the same thing that they told us to study anyway. Lower rakes revision 1.7 feet. Mountain higher raise in the mountain 1.9 feet. The lower land 8 feet. Okay. Extreme raise revision projection 11 feet. Can you imagine your city being on a sea level 11 feet? What will happen with West Point? What will happen with New Town? Do we even bring those things into mind? Okay. All right. So I will go into these things more tomorrow as well. Happy holiday to all of you. And thanks for your continued support of Liberian Public Radio. We will continue to do these things from time to time, like I stated. The issue with what's his name? With Tour, what's his name? Amos Tour. I will continue to bring that up. Because what he did to John Malu that day was not right. He has the right to express himself freely, but to do it in such a rueful manner, it's unacceptable. To rudely address Honorable John Malu in such a way as though you and John Malu equal, then when people start talking, they start writing revolutionary tactics. We're going to change the system. What system you think you're able to change? You want to change system, you change the system on a job we have? Ambassador Barker allow, if you think if you want to change system, and the people, and they said, no, we're not going to change, you alone ever? Your LU student, you're able to change any system. When they give you an opportunity, you can steal it, you're able to change any system. Then the real person The person who, if you're serious about changing the system, you're supposed to make John Monlu your friend because he will be ahead. He's not afraid. He's basing all his evidence based on the evidence gap. You're supposed to be behind him. Let him point those people out, or let him point those institutions, and then you, with the good mind of wanting to change, then you use that opportunity to change. But the man who's supposed to help you to change, you want to make him your enemy. Then you say you want change. That one must sit down and believe. That what we say. That what we think. You think people are going to take here? Okay, folks. Samson told Liberian Public Radio. I'm gonna. It's a New Year Day, so I need to. I'm working tomorrow. That's for sure. But these are things. We're here to talk about, and I hope, Liberian engineer. What I'm planning to do here is to contact the Liberian Engineer Society in Liberia, the president, Mr. Toll, no relationship obviously, and see if he can, from time to time, designate people that will come out here. We'll have a special program. That'll be on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day that will be suitable for people's schedule, and we'll have a conversation about those things. Why is it that engineers in Liberia have been pushed aside most of the time? And I was in Liberia most of the time too. They've been pushed aside by their own. Because when they get these jobs that they are unable to perform on, they want to make sure no other engineer comes around who will uncover their bad behavior and their bad deeds. They are unable to perform, so they push people away. So we'll deal with that. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything that you use. Thank you very much. Thanks for everything that you've done and continue to do. We appreciate it. We will be back here again tomorrow evening, and I will say thank you, and I will say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Happy holiday, happy New Year. It's New Year Day. They've given me signal now that we're ready to go. They're ready to go. So we're gonna go and take the kids places. So, but tomorrow we'll be here for the 4-hour time. We'll be here for the 4th time, and I want to thank all of you for your patience. I want to thank you very much, and I hope that many of you will follow us again tomorrow and do the same thing. Happy New Year to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. And we'll say good night to all of you as well. Thank you, and good night, folks.
Le père votre vignon. Cadeau. Baïmaoa. Ablenyoa. En soit tout le peu Ablenyoa. Moi, na kai kai. Fond de siate de Sébi. Zouzou. I'm Katana Brayo says it to away. Yes, I see a benyo. I believe what I'm at the end when I didn't know. I believe someone's a bunny where I